Hello and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be going over a crazy new glitch that was just discovered in Breath of the Wild. And this is a very crazy and useful glitch that is not only going to be useful for the speedrun scene, but also it is also going to be useful for all of you guys out there that might want to have extra hearts, extra stamina, or maybe possibly even in your completed file of the game, you would like 2 full rows of hearts and 3 bars of stamina, so you don't have to get furious about seeing 3 hearts being missing. So how do you actually do this? Well, there's first off, I want to mention a few things that you need on your save file if you want to start a new save file and try this out for yourself so that you don't actually ruin your first save file. Now, the items you need are, you need to get the camera, which you get from the laboratory. After you actually unlock the camera, you need to have at least 1 memory watched. So 1 memory and the camera unlocked. After you have that, the minimum requirement is to actually have gotten 4 spirit orbs, so you at least have 1 heart. However, I do want to mention that the more hearts / stamina that you have, the faster this is going to be and the less times you need to repeat this glitch. Because let's say you have 5 additional hearts, then you're gonna, every time you do this glitch, get 5 more hearts, 5 more hearts. While if you only have 1, you need to repeat this, 20, 30 times. But without further ado, when you do have all of that, you want to head over to this part. If you go down from the laboratory, obviously, and you're going to find this shrine. Now from here, you're going to go back behind this little mountain right here, and you're going to find this statue. Now, if you do know what the statue is, then you're going to know the effect of it. But basically, if you don't know, you can basically trade in a heart or stamina vessels, and the idea of this is that you can move around. So let's say you picked a bunch of stamina, but in a current situation you would like more hearts, then you can actually swap them around. So how this works is this statue will actually take a heart or a stamina vessel from you, and it is going to give you 100 rupees, and then you can buy them back for 120 rupees, basically losing you 20 rupees each time. So you're going to want to give as many of your hearts and stamina pieces as you possibly have in your file, a minimum of 1. However, like I said earlier, the more you give in, the easier this glitch is going to be because it's going to take less time to do and it's going to be a little bit less tedious. After you traded in all of them, and in this specific file you can watch on the screen, I'm going to trade in a lot of them. You're then going to just want to save your game, and remember to save your game. After you've done that, you want to head up to the shrine. Now here's where the actual glitch comes into play. So first off, you need to know what actually sidling is. So sidling is very easy. All you have to do is basically by holding in the ZL button, basically the left shoulder button, you will know that the camera locks behind Link and he's kind of sidewalking, right? Now, after you actually figure out which button that is, you need to do 2 inputs at the same time. And now the timing is not too difficult for this, so you should be able to get this down within 1 or 2 tries even. What you have to do is while holding the ZL button, you need to basically press the button for the camera and the crouch button at the same time. So I'm just going to take an example up of a Joy-Con on the screen. So basically while holding in the ZL button, press the L button and the left analog stick, which is going to be your camera button and your crouch button. Now, if you press all 3 of these in at the same time, you will notice that you can actually walk around while you're in the camera. Now, if you've done this, then you know you did the first part of the glitch correctly, and you're now going to get onto the second step. Now, the second step is to go up to this little kind of pedestal where you normally take control with controlling this platform with your gyroscope to actually try and complete the puzzle for the shrine. Now, all you want to do when you're standing in front of this, so it says A to examine, is just press the A button. And what the game is going to do is it's going to take a picture at the same time as you're trying to examine it. Now, after you do this, you want to go to the left to pick delete. Now, this is the only part where it's actually a little bit precise on the timing, but you can try this as many times as you want. If you do fail this part, you can simply just retry the second part again, which, like I said, is really easy. Just hold in basically the target button, the ZL button, and just press left analog stick and the L button at the same time. So press delete and then pause the game. Now, after you pause the game, what you want to do is you want to basically make Link start to hold an item in your hand. Now, after holding an item in your hand, what I recommend you to do to be a little bit safe on this is basically just double tap the start button. So you basically let a little bit of time in game progress. So you just double tap the start button. Now, 1 of 2 things will happen. If you stood close enough to the actual little pedestal you examined, Link is going to automatically take away the item you started holding. If he didn't do that, however, which is the most common thing for happen, then you just press the button to stop holding any item in your hand so that you have nothing in your hands. At that point, do not unpause the game, but instead switch to the left section of your menu so that you can actually go to actually rewatch memories. Now, what you want to do is you want to select one memory and just click on watch memory. And what you're going to notice if you click on watch memory is it's not going to take you out of the game, but instead what's going to happen is you're actually going to be in this kind of a weird state where the game is just kind of, just playing. And you're also going to notice that if you move your Joy-Con, you're going to notice that you can actually move the platform. So you're still in the examination mode, but you have control over Link. Now, you just basically just wait for 1 second or two. And then after that, you just want to simply pause the game and go to your load save files and load the save file that we just created. And be a little bit careful here because sometimes the game will put an autosave when you enter the shrine. So just make sure that you actually select the file that you saved in front of the statue. Now, after you reload the save file, what you want to do is you want to actually take out every single one of the hearts that you put in. So basically just accept all of the hearts back that you just put in. Now, after you accept all of the hearts that you just put in, you're going to notice that you have a lot of hearts and that the actual statue is empty. Now, what you want to do is you want to simply not save, but just go right back into the shrine and do the exact same thing again. So once again, hold target, then press camera and crouch at the same time. Go up, examine it, and then while it takes a picture, delete the picture, pause the game, start holding an item in your hand, unpause and pause by just double tapping the start button, then stop holding the item, go left in your inventory, watch a memory, and then go out of the pause screen, and then load the save file again. And even though, as you can tell in the top right corner of the screen where it shows how many hearts I have, it's going to show that I still only have 3. You're going to notice that when I load back in, I'm actually going to have all of the hearts that I just took out. And at the same time, if I talk to the statue, you're going to notice that he still has all of the vessels, so I can take out even more hearts. So by that point, I'm going to take out even more hearts. Now, you can do this a lot of, basically back and forth, continue all the time until you have a full inventory. Now, here's where it becomes a little bit tricky, so you need to watch out. Now, as you noticed when I said, for example, when I loaded my save file, that it still only said that I had 3 hearts. And that's because these hearts are actually temporary. The game does consider them to be real. However, the game also does consider them to be temporary. So what you want to do when you have all of them is don't start playing the game normally. Don't save the game and quit out, because if you completely kill the game and then come back and play, you're going to notice that you've lost everything you just did. So what you want to do when you actually have all full hearts is you want to trade all of the hearts and all of the stamina back so you have enough vessels to basically go full out. Now, after that point, you then can save the game. Now, since the actual statue consider those hearts you just duplicated to actually be legitimate, what is going to happen is he's going to accept them, he's going to take the vessels, and then when you actually save the game, I'm going to show an example here. I'm going to dashboard the game, turn off application, and reboot the entire game. You're going to notice that even though I still only have 3 hearts, he actually does have all of them saved. So at that point, you can just take them all out. It's going to take a little bit of time. I'm going to get full hearts. I'm going to get a full stamina vessel. And then I'm also going to do a little bit of a showcase so you definitely know. So I'm going to save the game here again. I'm going to quit out the entire game, close application, start the game back up. And as you can tell, when I get right back into the game, I'm going to have all of them left and they're legitimately on my file. I do not have to worry about it. I officially got every single heart and stamina. Now, like I said, this is actually a pretty simple glitch. Now, a few kind of caveat questions that might come up is, can you get more than 2 rows? Unfortunately not. Even if you have more at the statue, he's going to tell you, oh, you're full. And if you go up and try and trade in actual orbs, even if you still have them in your inventory, they're just going to tell you, no, you're full. Sorry, you can't do anything. So unfortunately, even if you have extras, you can maximum get 2 rows of hearts and 3 basically circles of stamina. But either way, now you might be wondering, how is this discovered? Well, this is actually discovered from a Japanese runner. I will link his Twitter in the description down below if you want to check him out. Now, Another thing some people might be wondering if you're interested in the speedrun aspect of this is where is this going to be useful? Well, an easy example would be the Master Sword category, right? There's a category called Master Sword where you need to get the Master Sword as fast as possible. And if you've ever done that quest, you will know for a fact that you need to actually have a lot of hearts to even pick up the Master Sword. So you can just imagine, instead of having to go to every single shrine in the game to get enough hearts to pick up that Master Sword, you just get basically 4 hearts, get a little bit of money, get the camera, get a memory, and then just duplicate hearts over and over again. Go to the Master pedestal, pick up the Master Sword, and you now officially have the Master Sword, right? And that's it. And it saves in a huge amount of time. So definitely for the categories that require shrines and upgrades, in either stamina or hearts, this is going to be incredibly useful. And I'm also sure that there's going to be subcategories now that's going to split up, no heart duplication and heart duplication, so that people that prefer to just get the shrines can do that, and people that prefer to do the duplication glitch can also do that. But yeah, without further ado, that's gonna be it for the video. I do also have something. I have gotten a couple of requests for making more speedrun related tutorials, or just glitch tutorials in general. I'm gonna show 2 clips up on the screen right now. One is a bullet time bounce, where basically you can fly across the entire map of the game. As you can see in this clip alone, I was actually able to fly across a quarter of the map. So if you're interested in that, or maybe just an out of bounds clip for either to play around, or if you want to pick up the speedrun, be sure to let me know down in the comment section down below. And if there's enough interest, I will within the next few days make tutorials on every single glitch that I do know for the Breath of the Wild game, so that you can either play around with it yourself, speed up overall movement in your casual playthrough, or if you want to pick up the speedrun for this game, you can actually pick that up as well, thanks to those tutorials I will put out. So yeah, like I said, if you're interested in that, be sure to let me know down in the comment section down below. But that will be it for me for today. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. Don't forget to check out my Twitch channel for live speedruns on all the different Zelda games and Mario games. And without further ado, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.